Now it's fine. Okay, guys. Once again, there was some network connection. I don't know why it is signing out again. I gone to Cedlearn, so this is the third network. Okay, so somebody answered like it is repetition. Repetition is I can use a for loop, a while loop, and I can repeat. Then somebody said that calling. Okay, calling. Okay, what else we can do with a function? What else we can do with a function? Calling is one. Other than that, block of that is reusability of code or repetition of code. He mentioned it. What else we can do? Function. Specific task. I can write a specific code for a while loop. Not specific task. But that's what she said, calling. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's reusability, repeatability. Fine. What else? Very good. Very good. You can pass parameters. Okay. Based on that parameters, the function. So function you can call, function you can pass parameters and ask. But that is what procedure-oriented programming languages depend upon. Procedure-oriented programming language, we use functions. Okay. So what is a procedure-oriented language? Example? C. Very good. C. So C is more powerful. C, we can do graphics, data structures, whatnot. But why world moved from procedure-oriented program to object-oriented program? Okay. There are so many limitations with functions. Functions, as you need, you keep creating, and there will be huge, so many functions, and you can't remember all the names. It is like you are creating so many functions and calling them again and again. No. Okay. Functions are again, as somebody said, specific purpose. For every purpose, you can't create a function and remember that. So then what we need is more than functions. And sometimes when you change at one area, function, okay, you need to change in every other function, you need to change. That is where we thought that, and yeah, passing and parameters, okay, how the parameters will be. So all these things put together, procedure-oriented programming language like C, one of the most powerful languages. Even today, C is on the top. C is very on top. Even for the robotics, embedded systems, we use C. Okay. So C is very powerful, but unfortunately it is procedure-oriented. Then the world moves towards object-oriented. So what is this object? Why we need this object? All those things today we'll call. And when I'm passing on parameters, 3 people will be late. Prime Minister Modi, Suresh, and then you. We'll find out somebody else will be late or not. You all are supposed to be here before me. Saturday, only one person can be late. Because I have life, you don't have. Okay. Okay. So only Saturday life. Rest of the day, no life. Okay. Settle down. If somebody is coming, ask them to join online. So then when you're passing with parameters and all, parameters are almost like they're nothing but variables. I'm passing on values. Then function will use that value and create an output. And somebody said return. Yeah, somebody can say, but function should always return? No, not necessary. So function may return or function may not return. We learned about OTP generation, how these banks and all, they generate OTP. Did I teach you that code? OTP generator, that no need to return. Okay, I call you and you generate an OTP and send it to the clients. So that code, you can make it returnable code or non-returnable function. So returning is not one of them, not mandatory. Very good. So then we need to pass on parameters. We need to work on variables. That is where the concept will come, global and local variables. Okay. Some of you know about this topic, but I will brief you in deep. See, before going here, these topics for data science and data analytics students, we call them as advanced topics. We call them as advanced topics. Why? Because these are good to know, not must to know. Mhm. Rajesh, IDE basics of Python installation, IDE variable. Okay, sorry. Okay, office talk. So this is student talk. Okay, just 1 second. If I turn, you'll start talking. Okay, but you answered good question today, so I excused you. Yeah, you answered, right? I heard your voice. Good, very good. Online, don't worry. There are bunch of students, room full of students here. So that's why I'm entertaining everyone. No worries. Okay, online, I always okay. Okay. I'm always inclined towards online, guys. You are like second-rated citizens. You don't speak, you don't answer. I don't know whether you are there or not. So that's why I always ask online. When I'm looking like this, I'm looking at you. So you can also answer, please. Okay. So, and don't sleep. So namespaces. So yeah, I was mentioning that these topics are advanced topics for a data analyst and data scientist or any data centric aspirant. These are bit advanced topics. Python is required for us. Data centric courses. Python is required for us so that we can learn libraries. Okay, we can move on with. Okay, we work with machine learning, a lot of mathematical equations, and in deep learning we use higher math. All those things are fine, linear algebra and all fine. But this level of Python is required for developers, actually full stack developers, all those they need. But for us, it is good to know. Okay, sometimes we write a function, sometimes we may even write a class. Okay, sometimes we can create a class and give them. That's why I will teach at a peripheral level. Those who hate math, those who hate programming, don't get scared. Again, I'm repeating, this is not mandatory for the DA, data analytics and data scientist students, but it is good to know, okay, some of the topics. So I will leave you, okay, I'll leave you with my code where I created classes. I will explain you. I'll show you my Jupyter notebook and explain you all those things. I will, okay, I'll keep all those things. Good.
Uh, Suresh sir is not online.
Yeah, even I'm not able to see him or
Yeah,
listen
yeah,
to
yeah.
him.
Wait, he's joining. Maybe the network issue.
Okay.
Yeah. Guys, if
Yep. Without running. Okay. Sorry, guys. Again, I don't know why network is playing. Too many, what's happening our router, too many connections. When so many students come, it is, it is load on the router, and the router can take only some. After that, we are resetting. Anyway, we found a system. We will register your MAC addresses. That means you will have two mobiles, two laptops, everything going on the network. So router, any router can't take it. So we will give you one device, access to one device only. Okay, maybe that is the issue. See, okay, sorry. Our guys complained. That's why we have three networks. We have three networks, ACT, this thing, and Airtel, but still. Okay, so we are talking about online. Sorry, I lost you there. So we talked about name. Every variable has a name. You guys observe whether I'm lost or not. Because when in the topic, I don't check that. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, check that. So every variable has a unique name. We call it as a identifier. In Python, every variable, every object has a unique name. So when you say name, that means it is a system to have a unique name for every object. What is an object in Python? Anything, everything in Python is an object. That is the beauty of object-oriented programming. That's why I tell students that if you don't know what is, whether it's a variable or a function, you just call it as an object. You just call it an object, you are 99% correct. Okay. So variable, method, everything is an object. Python maintains a namespace. Yeah. Python always, whenever you create an object with a name, it does two things. One is that object has a name, that object has a space. So the name defines to identify, and the space, the area of influence. Okay, area of influence. It defines that this one belongs to this space. So the namespace, there is local namespace, global namespace, and built-in. Built-in is for Python, and global local we'll talk about. When it's pointed to a variable in the code, the interpreter understands the exact variable depending upon the namespace. Because why exact namespace? The variables, the names can be same in two different spaces. I will teach you later. In two different spaces, names can be same. But when we are talking about variables and all, do we duplicate the variable names? No. But when you change the namespace, you can duplicate. So that's what I will show you. You understanding the concept, right? That means there is a name and there is a space. I always have this example. Last month, I met Akshay Kumar and I took a picture with him. Okay. So what do you think? Is it great or not? Lucky, right? So do you want picture? I can call him right away. You'll come here and you can take a picture. Now you are getting doubt. Which Akshay Kumar is talking about? Okay. When I said Akshay Kumar, what you understood? Global Akshay Kumar. But what I'm talking about is local Akshay Kumar. You understand? That means the name can be same, but the space of influence is different. So it means Akshay Kumar, okay, the name is same, but that guy is a global Akshay Kumar, global variable, global namespace, and my friend Akshay Kumar is local, and only I know. If you remove my circle, if you move out of my circle, if you move out of my namespace, you don't know who I am. But within that global space, that global guys will always say. If I say Modi, you'll think about Prime Minister Modi. But there is 1 crore population whose surname is again Modi. You understand? So it is how global and local names are, okay? In the namespace, how much? So it is the unique identifier related to the scope of the variable. Yes. So where you are trying to access. Scope of the variable. Good. So built-in namespace are there, such as print, ID, always present. So with built-in namespaces, we don't need to do much, or we don't have much to say about it. But when we talk about global and local, we'll work around. So today I'll brief you what is global namespace, what is local namespace. When the module is created, a global namespace is created. Yes. So whenever there is a module, you're creating a module, Why are we creating this module? So that it can be accessed from anywhere and everybody can access. So that means it will accept, it will occupy a global namespace. Local functions creates local names. When do you create a function? Function, as long as this code executes, that function is alive. The moment code is done, this is done. Okay, but coding is multi-layer kind. So that's why functions have limited space. Functions have local space, limited space. Whereas you talk about global ones, like our classes, methods, and all, they have global. You understood the difference? Very good. So namespace lifetime. As I said, function. Whenever you're calling a function, when I'm executing my program, will the function runs? There is a function. Okay, there is a function. And then there is code here. And I'm calling that function from here. And the control will move. As I'm running the code, will this function be executed? No. Yes. Whenever you call it, then only the code, the function will be executed. That's where in the class I shown you, in the session, when I'm teaching functions, I showed you that I did something wrong in the function. And I executed. It is not showing that there is wrong with the code. But the moment I executed, I call this function. The moment I call this function, then it is showing that there is an error. So you writing a function doesn't mean that it will come live. Okay, it is the lifetime did not start. The lifetime of the function starts when you call it. When you call it, that's when the function comes into picture. That's when the interpreter will go inside and check whether there is code mistake or not. So that means this is where scope of the objects will come. Hence, it is not possible to access inner namespace objects from an outer space. So here, this is my outer space. Okay, this is my outer space. This is my inner space. This will not be accessed, from here. So that's why I need to deliberately call, get inside, then on. Okay, good. So these are the concepts we will elaborate and learn. Okay, so good. If you guys are not understanding, if you're not from the technical background, computer science background and all, these things sound a bit higher. That's why I'm giving you silly examples or easy examples so that you understand the area, okay, and your influence. Are you influenced in this area? Only do people know in Hyderabad or they know in entire India? If I go to US or Canada and I say Akshay Kumar, will they understand? No. That means this guy's influence is only so default. But if I say Trump, okay, that means is that built in. Its entire world knows that. You see, even Akshay Kumar has a limitation. My friend Akshay Kumar is local. Okay, the hero Akshay Kumar is global, and that is entire universal kind of guy. Huh? The silly example, but you understood? So good. So every variable, every object has a name and it has a space, area of influence or the scope until when you can use that. Good. If you look at here, this code, this is the main program, and this is the function, and this is inside function. So now what is happening? I am creating a variable. I'm assigning a value to the variable. This variable is available throughout this program. So that's why that variable is a global namespace. Global namespace. Okay. But this variable will come into existence. Lifetime of the variable depends on when you execute that. Okay. Online. Are you understanding? So we have variable 2. We have nested local. This is Akshay Kumar, our Indian Akshay Kumar. This is my Hyderabad Akshay Kumar. This is my Madhapur high-tech Akshay Kumar. Okay. So it is like that. So this guy is not known even in the Hyderabad. But in Madhapur, he is world famous. Okay. But if you go to Hyderabad, this guy is famous. But this guy, no. So that's why variable has a name and a scope. Okay. This is one level and this is one level. This is a nested local. This is local and this is global. Good. So what happens? So if I say this guy, now when I want to tell you that I met Bollywood Akshay Kumar, what will I say? I will add one more keyword. I will say I met hero Akshay Kumar. The moment I say hero Akshay Kumar, now there is no ambiguity. You are not thinking about my friend Akshay Kumar. So the moment I use the keyword called Bollywood Akshay Kumar or hero Akshay Kumar, you have no ambiguity. That means you can use a global variable in the local space by defining the global. Using the keyword global, I'm saying that, hey, global variable one, okay, you are referring to this. And now I am assigning a new value to that. Okay, new value to that. But when I come out, this one will be affected. This one will be affected. That means a global variable I can access in a local space. Local space I can, but I need to use the keyword global. Just to indicate that I'm talking about Bollywood Akshay Kumar, not any Akshay Kumar. Clear? Now. So here you see variable 3. Okay, sorry, variable 1 equal to 3. And I am working on editing or updating the global variable by using the global keyword. You understand? So global keyword, global variables, I can work in the local namespace, but otherwise it is not possible. Okay, because of the lifetime. Earlier, once the function is done, the lifetime is done. Okay, you're moving back to the calling party. Good. So we talked about these are the global defined outside the function. Okay, could be accessed from anywhere, use the global keyword. Did we not learn all these points? Good. If you look at here, so this would result in error. Why? See, this is the main program. This is the main program. Inside this, I have inner, and this is one more. So this is the main function, main function's code, and this is inner function or a sub function code, and this is my main program. In my main program, it starts with a always we define the function first. Always, what is the hierarchy? You define the function first, then you call it. Then you call it. It's not the other way. Without having a function, you cannot call it. Because when the Python interpreter, Python PVM is going through, it knows the structure. Okay, it knows that. It knows that it is existing, but it won't execute. That's why you need to always define the function first, then call it. Okay, but if I define the function and don't call it, what will happen? I define the function and I'm not calling. Nothing. It won't be executed. It's a waste of code. It's a waste of lines of code, but nothing will happen. Good. But if you call without having a function in front, it will throw a error. Today we'll know about bit of errors also. Okay, good, good. So we have a lot to learn. So let's hurry up. So main function. So see, it will come here. Control will come here. Nothing. I will jump from there to here. Now I am calling my function. So the moment I call my function, I will go under the function, start executing. So variable 1 will be 3. And then I come here, I am printing 3. Okay. Then I go here. There is a inner function. Will I execute this? No. But I know that it executes. Now the control will move to. Wow. Now I'm calling the inner function. Now I'll go under that. Then I create one more variable that is 5. And then now I'm printing var2. No worries. I will print 5. Then the control will go here, accessing var1 inside. Will it happen? Yes. Okay. So, but when I come out and try to access var2, which is just now I passed by, just now I printed, will that be executed? No. This is where
No.
result. You may say that just now you printed, right? Yeah. But the lifetime of this ends with that function. Once you come out of the function, it's done. Okay, guys? Is that clear? Good. Then you come out var1, var2, var3. So this is fine. Okay. This is no. And var3 is, yeah, var3. Where is v3? So there is no. This will also create a error. Maybe I create error. You understand? So this is how, when to use, what is the lifespan of that, you need to understand. Good, guys? Okay, move on. So this is not a big deal, just to make you understand that in Python, whenever you create an object, Python will create a dictionary of the name of that object and the scope of the object. That is what we call as name and space. Okay, this creates a dictionary. Very good. So we are not going through NumPy now. Okay, good. Then we'll move on to, okay, DA, oops concepts. Very good. So again, oops concept is altogether, I can teach you 3 days. At least it demands 3-4 days. But today I need to do it in 1 hour or so, whatever your brains can withstand. I will give you the concept of oops. As a data analyst and data scientist, we need to know what is the concept of class, object, parent-child relationship, okay, subclass, all those things, inheritance, okay, polymorphism, all those things, encapsulation, abstraction. Very good. You all know the words. What is encapsulation? That is not encapsulation. Sorry? Why you want to hide something? Huh? No, that is parent-child relationship. Anyway, no worries. Okay. I know you all passed theory exam. Huh? Wrapping. Yeah, good bit of good word. But we'll go there. I'll teach you and I won't go bigger, because if you're a Python developer, if you're any developer for that matter, full stack developer, you need to know deeper. The advantage for us is data scientist and data analyst. Somebody, a developer, will do many things for us. But what if the developer is not available? And he said that, why don't you create a class? Then you say that, yeah, I know a class, how to develop. Okay, that's why I'm teaching. If not, this part of thing is handled by developers. Okay, we focus on creating a function and sometimes a class. Okay, sometimes we'll go beyond and maybe a library. Some notorious people are there. Okay. What is encapsulation? Okay. What is polymorphism? అది తెలిసినప్పుడు మాత్రమే క్లాస్ లో మాట్లాడాలి, తెలియకపోతే మాట్లాడకూడదు, వీళ్ళలాగా ఫోకస్ చేయాలి. ఓకే, యు అండర్స్టాండ్ వాట్ ఈస్ పాలిమార్ఫిజం? మాట్లాడితే మీకు కూడా పనిష్మెంట్. అసలే మీ పేరుతో నాకు కన్ఫ్యూషన్. ఊహేష్ అంట, ఏంట పేరు? వాట్ ఈస్ ఊహేష్? అంటిల్ నౌ యూ డిడ్ నాట్ ఆన్సర్ దట్. Then you ask me that question. Okay, and why are you speaking in the class? First you give me what is your name. Next I'll search it. Uhesh. Dream, huh? I know Uha. The tall lady, right? No, not that Uha. Not that Uha. The one in your head. Is the same lady in your head? No, different lady. Okay. Come on, come back. Okay, just lightening your mood. So you understood one topic, one joke only. Okay, who makes jokes?
Only you, sir.
Nishita, very good. Okay, so your minds are refreshed. Let's go. Okay, now one more. See, I told you that earlier we learned about programming and we created so many functions, procedures, and all those things. So programming, when we are creating, we create so many functions. Why we are creating this program? So that when you give an output, there will be a, when you give an input, no, wrong. When you give an input, what there will be? You all failed.
Local.
Input, ask me, 2 plus 3. What is 2 plus 3? Ask me. 23. There is output. Output, right? I gave output or not? You ask me what is 2 plus 3. My output is 23. Is there output or not? But is it correct output? Okay. 2 plus 3, 26. Is the output or not?
Yes.
Is output. Who said it is not output?
It's wrong output.
Who are you to say? You should say that it is wrong output means desired output. So whenever you say desired output. Today I will talk to you about errors. Error is also output. Error is also, who said error is not output? But it's not the desired output. Okay? When you're making chai, the burnt chai, the burnt dish, it is also output. It is also cooking. But is that what you want? No. So next time, whenever somebody asks a program, you give input, what you need is a desired output, not just output. Okay? Output can be anything, but it is correct or not, it's your responsibility. Input function, when I was teaching input function, we got that output, right? 2, 3, you got 23. Then it is not the desired. Then we converted, what we used? Typecasting. Very good. So in the programming, I use so many block of code. Earlier, when I asked you what is a function, you gave your definition. But definition is, it's a block of code with a own identifier created with a purpose, which can be reusable and called whenever there is a requirement. That kind of answer I expected. Okay. Okay. Anyway, so in a function, in a program, I may write different functions. Okay. See, as my requirement is increasing, the complexity of the programming is increasing, and the demand keeps growing. Too many functions you will be creating, and they have a lot of interdependency. And when you change one function, it will affect entire thing. So that is where functional approach or procedural approach fails. That is why, even though C is a very powerful program, we given away C and gone with the object-oriented program, Python, Java, okay, and C#, C++, whatever. Okay. So these things, modification makes it a tedious task. Okay, good. So that is where we go with object-oriented programming. What is object-oriented programming? What is object-oriented programming? No, it is actually a method. A function. What is a function? It's a method of code. Who says that function is required? Who says that function? No, I won't write function. I love to repeat my code. I love my code to be 1,000 lines. Okay, who are you to stop me? But it is not a good practice. It is not a good thing to use so many resources. It is not good to, because you want to change a variable name, you need to change now at 100 times. So all those advantages you are showing me and convincing me to write a function. But if I'm adamant, I will not write function. Okay, still my coding works. Correct, right? I will not write function. So that means coding can happen. Code will work without functions. That means it is a methodology. It is an approach to encapsulate that code, block of code, and keep it somewhere. Correct? So object-oriented programming is also method. You understood? It's a method of approach. It's an approach. What we are doing? Approach to structure the program. What I was doing in the program? Again, I'm taking a piece of code, keeping it aside. That means I'm structuring the program. Same thing. Oh, function and object-oriented. Yeah, until now, both are same. What are these? Both are a method. You're structuring the program. Yeah. But here, I am creating objects. There, you are having function. So here I'm creating objects that are bundled. Somebody said that we package everything and all. Bundled with properties and behaviors. Okay, functions won't have properties and behaviors. But now my objects, whatever I'm creating, are having properties and behaviors. What is that? We will come to know. Oops breaks the program into objects. And those objects interact with each other. A equal to 5, B equal to 5.3, and now print A plus B. What is A? What is A? Variable. Object. What is B? Object. Now what is happening? Two objects are interacting with each other. In Python, we don't work on values. We work on variables and objects. So now here the objects are interacting with each other. What is A? You said, what is A? Object. What is A? అయిపోయింది కదా.
Object.
Variable. What is A? Identifier. What is A? Unique identifier. What is A? చెప్పారు కదా, ఐడెంటిఫైర్ అంటే నేమే కదా. What is A? It belongs to class integer. Oh, this belongs to a class called integer. Okay, now you're bringing something called class. What is this class? So this is A, this is object, and you're saying that this A belongs to a class. Okay, that means there is a hierarchy. Classes, and from classes you get objects. So when you get an object, what is A? You're calling class integer. Why you're calling class integer? It has its own properties, methods, everything. That means I can do some things with A. I cannot do some things with A. I can do some things with B. I cannot. C equal to Python. Now I can do some operations, methods and all with C, which I cannot do with A, or otherwise I can do some things with A, which I cannot do with C. That means these objects belong to some class, and that class defines what you are. That class defines what you are. That means this is what, whenever you're creating object, whenever you created A, it has come with its own properties and behaviors. It has come with its own properties. Sir, I did not give. Yeah. You just created one. How did I create? By assigning a value. Sir, that value is, this value is class integer. Okay, I assigned a class to a variable or object, and this became a object. See, I assigned a class to an object, to a variable or some identifier, and this identifier became a object. You understand how objects are created? Again, we'll go through that. We'll repeat it again and again so that you will understand. See, here just a class integer I assigned to a variable, and this became a object of class integer. So when it became an object of the class integer, it inherited all the methods, properties, behaviors. Now this will behave as the parent class. That means if it is a string object, you can do certain operations only. Can you find integer? Can you find good? Uses objects and classes in programming. Of course, we send classes. Object is an entity or anything and everything in Python. It can stand on its own because I have my own object, my properties. Okay. What is your class? What is your class? Student class. What are the properties of student class? Unruly, always late. I am talking, too much activities.
Sleeping.
What else, Parvati?
Sleeping.
Eating. Sir, eating.
Sleeping. Okay, not listening to Suresh. Sometimes studying. Sometimes studying before the exam. Okay, but big aspirations. Sipping tea and all. Tomorrow I'll buy the building. Okay, if you have some boyfriend, girlfriend, I'll get you that car. Okay, just dreams. But when it comes to action, no project submissions. Okay, all those things are behavior of a student. That means every class student will have their own properties and behavior. The moment you enrolled in my class, the moment you enrolled yourself into my batch, you became a object of a class called student. The moment I gave you job, you became an object of class called employee. Now, what are your behaviors and properties? You need to come on time. Boss will scold you like that. Okay. You need to do slavery until you become boss. Once you become boss, you take the revenge on your subordinates. Okay. You work for money. You hate your life. You hate your job. All those things. Okay. So that means, see, the moment she comes into that class, the next moment she becomes employee, all her properties, behaviors, everything changes because she changed from the class student to class employee. That means objects can shift and objects can have new methods, procedures they can have, but the class is already defined. Okay, already defined. Student class, employee class. You're getting it right? Good, good. So in Python, these objects belongs to one or other class. You can't have an object without having a class. Without having a class. It is like you inherit all those things. Good. So welcome to object-oriented programming. In the object-oriented programming, if you understand what is object, that is oriented, student-oriented session, job-oriented course. So oriented programming, leave it. Only the important part is object. So your professors maybe did not teach you well. If you understand the object, you understand the entire object-oriented program. Is that clear, guys? That is why we need to understand what is the method to structure the program so that I can create objects. Now you tell me the definition of object-oriented programming. It's a method structuring the program so that we can create. See, I made you smart in 2 minutes. Because if you understand the concepts, you will not be scared. Okay, especially people from non-IT background and all. It is nothing, boss. This is a method. Simple method. There in the procedure-oriented programming, I taught you how to create functions. Because that is the method of structuring the program. This is another method of structuring the program so that you can create objects. That's it. Clear? Now it's clear? Good. See, that's why I promised you that I'll teach you well. So we have so many. But the world changes suddenly from the procedure-oriented to object-oriented. But I don't say that procedure-oriented programming language is bad or less inferior. It is very powerful, faster. But the way we code, everything depends on the developer. Everything depends on the coder. Here, a lot of things we can do better. Okay, and creating objects is very easy. Okay, how did I create an object? Just by assigning a class to it. By just assigning a class, I created an object. Okay, good, good. Now, okay. Online, are you with me?
Yes.
Sonali, Arvati, Sonali,
Yes, sir.
is there?
Sir,
Lakshman, Sudarshan.
Sir.
Panyam Abdul. Panyam is a place, right? So Kartikeya. Some names are very familiar.
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Yeah, sir, we are available.
You are available, Karthik. Very good. Some good guys are available online. Okay, other students are hiding. Stop drinking tea and focus here. Okay, so can we move in? Can we go deeper? Okay, let's go deeper. You asked me to go deeper, so no excuse. So our friend said that reusability, redundancy, modularity, low maintenance, security, problem solving, all those things. Those are all for the theory exam. Okay, you all passed your graduation. So I'm not going to teach theory and all. In that, as we talked about function, these are the advantages. So reusability of the code, redundancy, inherency will be there. So you'll just, okay, create subclasses and all you can create. Modularity, low maintenance, security, blah, blah. Okay, we'll go and understand one by one. So let's go practical. What is a class? Anybody? What is a class?
a template for creating objects.
A template? What is that? Is it like a mold or what? Template.
A class is a blueprint.
Very good, Lakshmi. It's a blueprint. It's a blueprint. Very good. That means, suppose, okay, everybody, close your eyes. Don't close your eyes. Imagine. Okay, look up or anywhere. Okay. You dream about a car. You dream about your dream car. Wow. Good English. Okay. Uha. Have a uha about your uha. Okay. You have a dream about your dream car. Okay. See, I can read minds. I can read mind. Whose mind I should read? Your mind? Okay, good. Look at. Your car has 4 wheels. Is it? Okay. One steering. Thank you. Okay. Your car has 2 doors. 1 gear. Gearless. Maybe gearless. So don't say anything. Your car has an engine. Okay. Your car has a body. See, how could you guess your car? Yeah. So whatever, when I asked you to imagine a car, what are you following? A blueprint called car. You understand that who designed that blueprint? Already right from the Ford, Mr. Ford in 1900th century, we have already imagined what is a car. Even if I say Ferrari car, 4 wheels, 1 steering, driver seat, okay, all those things. That means, see, already car is a blueprint. Now I'll guess. Okay. Imagine an alien. Now I'll tell you. Alien, it has a big head. And you have big
Closed
eyes,
eyes.
elliptical eyes,
Yeah.
black eyes. Okay, white face without nose and all. Why we are thinking about that alien same way? That is how we are tuned. That is how we are conditioned. All the movies, when they show aliens, they show with a physical form. The form which we understand, a head and a body. Okay, if it is ulta, we can't understand. What is this? Okay, that means alien is a concept. A concept of alien is already given. You understand? Now I can talk about anything. I will give you a challenge. Okay, for a chocolate. I don't know, these days you are not going for chocolate. Naturals ice cream. We know you are awake. Naturals ice cream challenge. Can anybody explain me what is red color? What is red color? If you explain me red color, I'll give you natural ice cream. I don't know why my office guys are very crazy about natural ice cream. Okay. Can anybody explain me what is red color? Color?
It's a combination of 2 different colors.
Okay, wait. Parvati is trying. What is that?
It's a combination of different colors.
And now I don't know red color. You are saying different colors. Now you explain me what are the different colors. I'm a small child. I don't know what is red color. Okay. Wavelength. I am a child. What is wavelength? Now you explain me what is wavelength.
Maybe blood looks like red.
Sunrises.
Maybe we can just take some
Sunrises, it will be yellow, blue. What is wavelength
Sir,
again?
maybe
See, you
a
can.
warm and
Yes.
vibrant color.
I told you, right? I am biased to our second-rated citizens, the online people. Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Maybe it is a primary color.
Red is primary.
Sir, red is danger color.
Red is danger. And China, if you go, they will say red is good. Who said red is danger? Okay, see. Okay, this is same thing. Okay, again.
Yeah, like she said, maybe it's a very strong, vibrant color to.
Strong, vibrant color for me is blue. For you, red. For someone else. So
I think any human can see that
Maybe
color,
due
I
to
guess.
maybe the red is, as she said, due to the longer wavelength of
Again, I'm a child. What is wavelength?
We don't know
Everyone
can
can
just-
see.
We can just show a prop to the person and say this is the color, this is called red. Just that is a simple way, I guess.
So you cannot teach me what is red. For that matter, you cannot teach me many things. Our learning is all based on concepts. Our learning, what is food? You try, you cannot explain me. You cannot explain. Food is a concept. Red is a concept. These are all concepts. Our learning is based on concepts. There are basic concepts. Okay. So what is language? Language is sounds. What is sound? That means trees are talking. They are talking in their own language. Okay. Then what about dolphins? Okay. That means sound is not language. So what is language? So these red, blue, or whatever it is, these are all concepts. What is a table? Okay. It will have 4 legs. What is leg? Leg means what you stand on. How do you stand? So everything is one concept depends on other. Okay. So red, you cannot explain me. But as Karthik said, you show red color and you say this is red. The moment you show red, okay, as a child, I build a concept. So red is a blueprint. Car is a blueprint. Now, from now onwards, I will think red. So if you play a wicked joke on the kid and show blue color and call it red, what will the child will do? All the time. It happened with me. Okay. Burgundy. I don't know what is burgundy. I'm colorblind. I mean, not literally colorblind, only primary colors. Okay. That's why I hate these dresses and too many colors here. Who will remember those many colors? Okay. So somebody said burgundy means they showed me some purple or something. I asked what is burgundy color and they showed this is burgundy. And for 6 months, I was thinking that burgundy means that. So somebody played a wicked joke on me. Like that, if I show you blue in the childhood and say this is red, what do you think? The concept of red changes. You correct? So we build concepts. So class is a concept created by someone. Okay, someone. You want to know who is a student, astronaut. Is there a job called astronaut in 1900 centuries? No. Then we created a job called astronaut and we defined the class. What is the astronaut? Or is there a, I'll tell you. Okay, I'll tell you this small joke and it will understand. There is no concept called or a class called pilot in 19th century. Then they suddenly called someone as a pilot. Pilot means what? You tell me. Pilot. Me urlo aeroplane rawa. What is pilot?
Somebody who flies the
driver.
aeroplane.
Oh, driver. You mean Karthik driver?
I mean, somebody
Who
who flies the
operates the
aeroplane.
flight?
Oh, you
The
mean
person
crane
who operates
operator,
the flight.
like crane operator.
No, sir.
Pilot means crane operator, right? Like
Flies
crane
the
operator.
aeroplane in particular, like any kind of
Aeroplane is a vehicle. Aeroplane is a vehicle and he operates. That's why he is not even a driver, he is an operator. Like lift operator. I have lift operator. So lift operator and driver are the same class. Correct? No, then what is pilot? Pilot is also driving.
Who
Okay, he's not.
operates the flying controls?
So that means my lift operator also controls he has. Oh, but my lift also safely he runs.
just aeroplanes in
Okay,
particular.
and
sir.
crane
He is
operator.
doing for the specific object, not like,
Specific one.
yeah.
Specific object. See, except that flying machine. You should say flying machine. Anyone who operates a machine is an operator. So you should say a flying machine. That means he is a driver who flies, correct? If you tell this to child, what you will understand? Yes, mama, he's a driver who flies. Correct, right? Yeah, correct. Okay, he's a driver who flies. Correct, good. So then pilots will cry. Okay. So, but it is correct, right? He is driving a vehicle. He is flying a vehicle. That's it. It's a machine. He operates a machine. Good. So that means these are all blueprints. That means in 19th century, we created a class called pilot. Until then, there was only driver. What is, I'm a driver or a owner? But I drive the car. Oh, now owner means I own a house. So what is that owner and this owner? See, that means driving is, a driver who owns a car is called a self-driven car. See, we are creating another new class. Driver is not driver. He is also driver, I am also driver. But he is a driver who drives others' cars for money. I drive my own car to save money. There is a difference, right? That is, see, we are creating classes. As we proceed, even in the programming world, you need to create classes. So suppose I am opening my bank. and I need a software. So what all classes I will create? I will create a class employee, class customer, class service provider. Okay, employee will come into the office, service provider also comes into office. Employee will do the job for me, she will also do the job for me. Employee I pay, then how can I differentiate?
Right.
Tell me, I told you the property.
By class.
Yeah, go ahead. I told you, right? So she also comes for money, she also comes for money. She delivers work, she delivers work. She has access into my office, she has access. Both are same. No. This is service provider. My AC mechanical service provider, computer technique. So I call, I recruit. So how can you differentiate between both of them? Type of work, she is IT technician. She is a consultant IT technician. That's why. How do you define that class? By one quality you define. No, don't talk about this. Talk about these two roles. How I defining as a service provider and
The duration of the service.
very good, Parvati. Somebody is smart. Employee will come every day. This lady will come on call basis. Employee need to punch. If you don't punch, no money. For you, whenever I need your service, I will call. See, one parameter. There are other parameters also. She wears uniform. She won't wear uniform. She will have a carry a card. She won't carry ID card. When you understand, I'm calling her employee. She's also doing service, but she is on. That means classes, when you create, you first create a blueprint. You understand? First, you create a blueprint. What is integer? Integer is any number that is whole and it should be numeric, no decimal places, blah, blah, blah. I create a blueprint. And now I call this as a class integer. Then I talk about float. Everything like this, but the value should be decimal or continuous. You understand? Then I give certain properties and all. I will define what this class integer can do. I define what this class float can do. You're understanding? So before creating a class, I have a standard features and all I define. You understand how you create a class? So classes are concepts. Okay. Blueprint that kinds generic details. I cannot emphasize everything. I cannot foresee everything. So class can be primary. I can say whatever I can see, I modify the classes, but I have a generic details. Okay. The instance of a class, objects are created. The moment I assign a class to a variable or a name, it becomes a object of that class. The moment I give 5, which is class integer, this becomes a object of class integer. Now you understood how I'm bringing all the things? Yeah. When I'm creating my object, which is a replica of me, and inheriting all the methods and all, this will be independent. This will also be independent. And this will also be independent. This will also be independent. So see how many objects I'm creating. All the while I'm creating object by just assigning a class. So these will become class integer because I am using the class. All right. You understood? So objects are instances of a class. Objects are instances of a class. Okay. Then, can you tell me whatever I said until now in a different format? Class and object. Can you define in a different format? Objects are instances of a class. Can you tell me in a different format?
One class can have many instances.
Very good. That is there, but in a different format. Objects are instances of a class. Objects are instances of a class.
Children.
Children. You are correct, but that is subclass. Getting it. Replicable? No. Word రాకపోతే word తెలుగులో వాడచ్చు. I want నాకు ఐస్ క్రీమ్ తినాలని ఉంది. ఐస్ క్రీమ్ ఇస్ ద తెలుగు. చల్ల పదార్థం తినాలని చెప్తామా? So when you are talking in English, sometimes you use Telugu also. Okay? So but talk in English. That's it. సరే ఈ క్వశ్చన్ అడిగితే మాట్లాడగాను ఊహేష్. టాపిక్ ఈ ముగ్గురు డేంజర్ క్యాండిడేట్స్. Prior, you will get all questions from now onwards. Be ready. Okay. Online, please think.
The class whatever you want by giving parameters and methods. Based on that methods and parameters, objects will evolve.
I know. Okay, objects are instance of a class. That means I can say that class is a concept, class is an idea, class is a blueprint, and objects are physical existence of the class.
Yeah.
Correct? On which you work. Did you ever touch or worked on a class integer? But did you work on a variable a equal to 5? Yes. You understand? I said they are concepts, they are blueprints. So we never see that blueprint. What we see is, did you ever see God? No. But this lady helps me. I will say, you are like a God. That means now I'm imagining God in her shape. You understand? What is she? She's a object of. She's an object of. Correct? Good. So I always have a real, big thing. We are very online and all. I can't use controversial topics, but always, okay, we see God in many things. So they're all the objects of that instance class. Okay, instance class. Good. Okay. So if God created me, did God create me or not? Okay. That means who is my parent? Parent class. God. Then am I God? How dare you? I'm the same class, right? So I have the same properties, same behaviors, everything. I came from God. So can I call myself as God? Okay. Then can I call at least object of God? If object of God,
I think that's what they will say, God is in you. I think that's.
Okay. If I'm object of a God and I inherit all the properties and all, why I'm unable to create money like that? Why I'm not behaving the way God behaves, good to others, not talking in the class, not troubling the, sir, when who is teaching, because he can't control so many people. Okay. Why am I not behaving like God? So we are all instances of God. Correct, right? That's enough. If I am your shadow, that means what I'm you. Okay, your shadow will be different than you. But it is you or not? Okay, I'll take a chappal and hit your shadow. Nothing will happen, but you feel good or bad. That's what Vivekananda did once. Okay, Vivekananda went to one guru, one Raja asked, why are you worshipping these statues and all? That is not God. God is there. Then why are you worshipping statues and all? Then Vivekananda, and what he did is, he asked the Raja's, Jamindar's servant to come and say, take chappal and hit that photograph. Then this guy, no, that is my king. He said, king is this guy. That guy is photo. That is not king, right? So hit that photo. He said, no, that means you see that person in that. Okay, you understand? So philosophical question, that's what if you ask. If you ask this philosophical question, you are all instances of God. Then how can you be bad to each other? How can you be so ugly? How can you divide yourself? God will never do that. So don't go with the dirty things and all. You are all gods. Today I declared. Don't start doing this. Don't start doing that. You are only objects of God. Okay, that means if you do really good, okay, if you do really good, maybe those God's properties and behaviors and all will come out. Okay, because you're not doing good, that's why those are not coming out. But that's if you understand the philosophical concept in this technical world, that means you're all instances of God. You cannot be bad to each other. You cannot do bad. You cannot do. That's what we say, conscience. Okay, antaratma, conscience. What is there? Something is killing. If I take money and go to home, in the night, inside God comes out. So that means already God is there inside. Inside God, God will come out. Okay? Okay, good. So that is also good. So be good. Okay, so you understood blueprint, class, object. Okay, nobody can give you these silly examples. Okay, way of grouping functions. Wow, you talked about methods and procedures and all, but where from I getting it? So when I'm creating a class, I am grouping certain functions which I called methods. That means any function inside a class, what will I call as? Method. Methods are nothing but functions inside a class. Now you understood? Methods are also functions. That's why when I say dot capitalize, it is actually a function. There is a identifier followed by a open and close parenthesis. There is a identifier open. Identifier with close and open parenthesis is a function. But why I'm calling it method? Because of the dot. Because of the dot. I say that you call functions and you apply methods. You call functions and you apply methods. What is that? This is called application. That means a string dot capitalize. What do you mean by string dot capitalize? Can I say integer dot capitalize? No. Okay, that means this function belongs to the class string only. The integer class is not having a function called capitalize. Okay, class float has addition property. Integer has addition property. Now it means these two can have similar kind of. But string is not having that addition. But that is where polymorphism will come into picture. Addition in math is a concatenation in strings. That means poly, many, morphism, say shapes. So that means the same plus behaves in different ways. A knife in her hand, sorry, they will take 0 time. In his hand is a kitchen knife. The same knife in my hand is a weapon. What is this? Polymorphism. You understand? Same plus can be addition. Same plus can be concatenation. Clear? Concept is clear? Good. Chalo, let's go. So it's a way of grouping. Okay. That means whenever I create a class, I can have so many functions inside me. The functions inside me are called as methods. So I won't call the method, I will apply the method. That's why methods will have dot function name. Okay, is it clear? Good. So what else I have? And data properties into one logical unit. I'm keeping everything into one logical. It's like a medical kit. It's like a medical kit. I know what is a medical kit. It's a class. It's a medical kit is a concept. In that concept, what you should have? You should have a spoon. You should have a fork. That is not a medical kit. Medical kit means the concept says that you should have a gauze. You should have a band-aid, some Saradon. That is medical kit. So if you are creating first aid kits, you just duplicate those many. So I have a small cut. Then what you will apply? Band-aid, dot, band-aid, cut, dot, band-aid. I have a big cut, dot, stitches. You understand? That means these properties are already there. We use them as per our things. But if I say that there is no band-aid, you will say, what type of object you are? You don't belong to class first aid kit. First aid kit means invariably you will get all those things. That means you inherit all those objects and properties. Clear, guys? Good. So, okay. So classes are made specific to a purpose. That's what I said. What class I made just now? First aid kit. That means I will say that first aid kit without band-aid. You will say that is not a first aid kit. Okay, that could be So that means it has a purpose. That not needed. Painkiller, the I don't know when my I say fire service.
Sir, you're buffering. I think the network is poor.
But what?
Yes, exactly. Sir, your voice is not clear, sir.
Very good. Now, guys, online, you know, we have 3 high-speed internets. But the day I want, they always fail. The only day I want. Okay, strange, right? This is called as fate. Do you believe in fate? Being a data scientist, there is nothing called fate. It is all coincidence. Coincidence, probability. It's all random events occurring to a certain random individual. There is nothing called fate. It is all random events. Okay? So nothing called fate. It's all random probable events. Okay? Good, good. Let's go. Sorry, guys, online. Okay? I did not teach much. The moment Karthik mentioned, I kept quiet. So you did not miss. So classes are made for a specific purpose, may or not be readed. Okay? That is what I said. You have something in the first aid kit. Doesn't mean that you need to use it. But you will ensure that you will have all those things. Could have behaviors. జనాలు వస్తూ పోతూ ఉంటారు మనం నన్ను చూడాలి okay look at me could have behaviors functions methods inside functions without inside a class so everything is encapsulated within that class okay good so that is what a blueprint or a class you understood now that means you create a class and I'll show you how to create but okay see this is could create unique objects from the class. Class is a concept and object is a physical existence of that concept or blueprint. Okay, let's create some objects. So what is the object? It is a, see, it has its functions, variables, everything, and it is an object. So when you call object in Python, we know that everything, anything is a object and they are created from a class. And how do you create a object? You create an object in an instance by just assigning that. That's why we call it as a instance. How do you create an object? And an instant of a moment, instant of a unit. That's why these are instances of the class. The moment you assign a class to a variable or name, it becomes a instantaneously it becomes an object. That means the concept, the whatever you have, the blueprint now converted into object. Yeah. I want one more router here. Okay. So this is what I said. This is a physical existence of class. You understood? This is a physical existence of class. So we will, do it. And we work on objects. What is the physical existence of a class? Object. We work on objects. The objects interact in Python, not the classes. Okay, that's why one object is destroyed. Nothing will happen to the class or thing because I created so many objects. If one object goes away, doesn't matter. Okay, one object you secure doesn't matter. Okay, these all things will work separate. All objects have certain attributes in common. What are the common things all these cars having? 4 wheels, steering, 1 brake. You want 2 brakes or 1 brake? 1 brake. Okay. Handbrake, which you never use. Okay. Okay. Parking brake. That is called as parking brake. Okay. Very good. So what it says? So each object is having the same common attributes. Okay. Which we call as a shared attributes. That means every one of them. But when every object is there, can they have a unique new attributes? Yes. When she buys a car, which is from my Ferrari blueprint, she can change the color. She can change the seats. She can change the grille. It is still Ferrari, still goes to the class Ferrari, but they have different attributes. Okay. Maybe she will change from manual gear to automatic. In previous days, there used to be non-AC cars and AC cars. So she bought a non-AC car and got fitted a AC. So now it has a new property, new behavior called AC. But when the class non-AC car, when I made this object, it was non-AC car. But she has a new property, which is called AC. So you understood? Objects can update, objects can increase. Clear? Everyone is clear? Good. Some private objects which are unique to each other. See, the color, the shape, that can be object. She bought yellow one. Now she doesn't like yellow. So what she will do? She will turn it to red. Okay. She did not like the seats. She will change it to bucket seats or whatever. Okay. She will cut the entire roofing. All those things. As the car gets older, it needs more, jiggles and whistles and frills. Okay. New car, we never have all. As we get older, we use more creams and, okay, all those things. All right. Okay. And I'm young, you know that. Okay. So that means, so you can change all these things. That's why when your bike goes older, you will add so many other things. So that means objects can change over time, but both of them belong to the same class called car. But you can have your own properties and all, you can new attributes and all, you can arrange. Clear, guys? Good. Objects can change. That is the beauty of object-oriented programming. It is not the rigid. It is not the rigid. Okay, good. Okay. This is car.color. So now there is an object in that I have a parameter which is color. So see, base class and derived class. So base class can have features. The derived class can have more extra features. So inheritance is what you get from your parent to yourself. Okay, good. So object instances can be created using a assignment operator. What is that? Assignment class new. That means by just using the operator, assignment operator, I am creating a new object which is belonging to that class. Clear, guys? Very interesting, very simple concepts, right? See, object-oriented programming, if you understand, it's very easy. Somebody looked at the functions and all, and they thought that this is way is better. Okay, rather than I decide and write functions for you, print, input, length. What I'm doing? I'm building classes. Now you create objects from the classes and you change the way you want. Okay, good. But when the program is running, functions will be alive. But when the program is alive or not, classes are always there. Good. Objects inherit in their have own functionality. It has own attributes, functions, and methods. Objects interact with each other. As I said, A is object, B is object, and A plus B. So inheritance is a big property, in a beautiful property. So I'll tell you my silly example, but what changed in my life. Whenever I come here, I share with the students, because not only technically, you'll also now learn good things from me. Okay, I have so many bad things, don't learn. Okay, some good things you learn from. Good. What is the good thing is, okay, when you, again, when I was very young, now I'm young. When I was very young, okay, I go to tuition. I used to go to tuition. Okay, and to show off before girls, I used to take my dad's vehicle, scooter. Okay, I used to take and go. When you have a scooter or bike to show off, what you'll do? You will stand outside the tuition center. So I used to stand outside tuition with a couple of friends to show off my bike. And every day I used to do that, and not deliberately. Young guys, you do stupid. Okay, I was stupid and young. So I used to do it. And one day, one person came to one of my friend, not my friend, known guy. And he asked me, whose bike is that? I said, it's my bike. Then he asked me another question. Is it your bike or your dad's bike? That question changed my life. Believe me, I say this with all humbleness and modesty. That one question changed my life. The moment he asked, I said, my bike. And he went, because before others, you can't show less, right? He said, my bike. Then whole tuition, 1.5 hours, I was thinking, is that my bike or my dad's bike? Whatever my dad's is mine, right? So then why is asking that, is it your bike or your dad's bike? Okay, so that one question changed. That's when sometimes, one point changes. That changed my entire life. Then I said, okay, this is not my bike. Okay, I am inheriting it, but it is not mine. So inheritance is a big thing. So we Indians take inheritance for granted. What your parents will say, go to data science course beta, take this 60,000 rupees. You learn from Suresh. If he doesn't teach you well, am I not teaching well? He will teach well, but if you don't learn well, don't worry. Come to a home. We have Keti Badi. We'll sell this Keti. We farm will sell, or I have loan. I will give you this money. You do some business. The moment you have that thought of inheritance, will you succeed? No. The moment you leave that safety net, that is where. The moment I left the safety net, I flourished. So I left the town, the most beautiful place on earth, Vizag. So I left Vizag, I came to Hyderabad, I went to Mumbai, I said, the Mumbai is too fast for me. The came back to Hyderabad, this is good for me. Okay, so that is how. So sometimes one. So the inheritance, whenever it comes, I remember that. So whatever your parents are, you think they are yours, but not yours actually. Okay, they are your parents, you inherit them. So that's the same thing, objects inherit. But once you inherit, you should double or triple or multiply. You should not live on that. So that means whenever you create an object, you inherit the properties and all. Over that, you can create new properties and behaviors. Clear? So always go for your own properties and behaviors. Inheritance is good. Keep them aside. You clear? Good. So next time when I ask you, whose mobile is that? Whose mobile is that?
Mine.
Inherited mobile. Your mom's mobile. Whose pen is that? My parents. So whenever you spend money, you think that you are spending your parent. Unless you guys are working part-time. I used to do part-time. You won't believe. I'm in 8th grade or somewhere, 9th grade or something. And since then it was eating me. The moment I crossed 10th and I started tuitions. I started teaching tuitions. Now I'm getting my own money. Now whose money is this? My money. Okay. If vehicle is my dad's, but petrol is mine. That is important, right? Petrol is mine, but dad, who I can't afford. So I used to have petrol, my petrol, but bike's dad's. Okay, good. The moment I get opportunity, so I got rid of that too. Okay, that's why. Whose mobile is that? She's not answering. Okay, good. Okay, so it's okay to live on your give outs. Okay, handouts from your parents is good, but you're 25 years old, 26, 27. Teenagers in abroad, they are 13 years, they start earning. Okay, so think about. So that's why take this course serious. Data science, data analytics course, beautiful course. From here straight away, you will have your own objects inherent. I mean, objects and properties you can have. So that's why you take this course once for all. Inheritance is done. Okay, take this serious course. Okay, good. So data members, you have two instance members. That means when you're creating the instance, you can have members. Okay, data members, or you can have class level. When you're inheriting those variables and all data members. Okay, so you can get some from class inheritance, or you can do at a instance level. When you're creating, you can create. Okay, so those are, we won't go into lot of technicalities, but whenever you are using class, you should use class name. You should use class name, class level data member. Okay, so you will always use with respect to the class. CLS usual norm is CLS dot. Okay, good. So that is my class, and those are the attributes, and those are the functions and methods. This is class car. If the car is the class, then I am creating objects. This is my optional car 1. This is my dream car. I can create 2. What I dream about, what I drive. The difference is unhappiness. Okay? What you want and what you have. The difference is unhappiness. So if both of them meet, you are the most happiest person. Okay? So always try to match that. If you don't match, you are unhappy. Good. So this is where a class. So I have my object, my dream car. It has attributes, it has methods. So it has commonalities, common attributes and methods. But again, I can create a new one. Maybe I can pump in an engine with nitro and make it a supercar. Maybe I can change the shock absorbers. These are all the new methods and attributes I'm adding. Okay, good. So this is what you see. So reusable objects, we are recapping whatever we learned. So are you clear? What is a class? What is OOPS concept? Online, what is OOPS concept? It's a method structuring a program
Using objects.
Very good. See, start of the class, I asked what is a object-oriented programming? You could not answer. Now you are answering with confidence, clarity. More than confidence, clarity. Okay, very good. So that is the clarity you need. It is only a method. That is also a method. Procedure-oriented function is also a method. This is also a method. Structuring the program, yes, structuring the program. But here we are creating objects. What are objects? Very good. Instances of class. When you say, why do you say instance of a class? Instantaneously you're creating. How are you creating instantaneously? By assigning, using the assignment operator. What happens when you assign the class? All the methods, procedures, okay, attributes you will receive. There are class level, data members. There are instance level. See, that is only, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Now coding part. How to create a class? Use a keyword called class. Okay, what is a method? Function inside a class is called a method. A function inside a class is called as a method. That's it. So that's why functions what do you do with functions? You call. And methods, you apply the methods. You understand? Very good. Then creating a class. Let me show you how to create a class. From here, it is simple. You understood the concept. Now practical. What is that? You create a class, that is class name. It could be any object, any identifier, and then you keep some statements. These statements can be as functions. These statements can be data members. These statements can be init class, init functions and all you can have. Very good. So here you I created a class. Okay, hello. I created a class hello, and then in that I'm giving, seeking input, I'm seeking age, and then this is the main program. You look at just like function. Yes, just like function. So then in the main program, I'm creating an object from the class, and this is a instantaneously, just like that I created. That's why I call this as a instance of. The moment I create, I inherit all the default things. Then I am asking you, hey, H object, print name. Do you have a name? No. But as you inherited everything from the class, by default, you have a name. Because my dad bought a bike, now I have a bike. Okay, because my dad bought a TV, I have a TV. You understand? That's why dot. But again, she is also inheriting. So how many ever objects we create, every object will say the same. Every object will say the same thing. I have name, I have age. So next object I create as h underscore new object and equal to hello. This is another object from the same class. Will it also have a name and age? Yes. So I can instantly, like one note, and I'm printing notes. What happened? Okay. I don't know, something happened. We don't know what happened. Sometimes you don't understand, leave it. Okay? If there is a cave and inside some sound is coming, don't go inside the cave. You better leave it. No, I want to check it. Okay? Up to you. Okay, online, are you there with me?
Yes.
Yes, good. Okay, so that's what I tell when I go to trekking and all. I want to go there. Some things are good to leave. Don't explore. Okay, that's it. Good. So we talked about class and all these things. See, variables, attributes, functions, blueprint, Python objects, own properties and method. Do I need to repeat them? No. Okay. So here I am creating a class which is student details, marks, average, print. And here I am creating a object. And now I'm asking, hey student, what are your marks? Actually, these are inherited. These are inherited. You understand? So that's why whenever you create, you can create like that. These are the attributes and new object inheritance. Okay, output will be like, see, I have a class dog and breed. This is a class level data member, and I have a thing, and this breed is GSD, and define barking. What is bark? Self, I'll ask you, the self is the first argument we use. We'll talk about that. And print oof. That means when I create a new object of the class dog, it will have that bark, everything. It will say, if I say new dog dot bark, what it will say? Oof. That means it got a now method. It inherited a method. Good, guys. See, I have a class here, and class has its own function. The function inside a class, we call it as a method. And I'm saying test class dot a. Test class dot test function. Test class underscore dog. Underscore dog underscore. What is that? What is that? Very good. Dog string. What is the dog string? Multi-line comment inside a function or a class. Why I say multi-line?
You
Why
can
I call
you can print it. You can execute while using the function.
Very good. You can access. You can access using code. Normal comments, you cannot access. So then I can call it a comment, right? Why am I calling it multi-line comment? Very good. Using, that means it's already the property is. Very good. That's the property. That means by using triple quote, I am not giving you chance of single comment. I'm giving you chance of multi-line. Why that is multi-line comment? Because you're using triple quote. You should be very precise your answer. Answer is, you are using triple quote. It will be a multi-line. Good. Now, what am I doing here? I was handling the class. Here I am going for object. Now the object, if I say dot A as it inherited, it is stock. And test object dot test function. Test object dot test function. That means I will run that. And the output will be Cedlearn class. What is wrong with this code? What is wrong with this code? Detail orientation. Data scientist, data analyst, we should have detail orientation. That is the minimum quality I expect from a data analyst and data scientist. So whenever I talk in the interview, I give some long questions. Whenever I'm asking question, I see how you're capturing all the details one by one. So what is wrong with that code?
Capital P.
Huh? Capital P. Very good. What else? New object. Why? That's wrong. Why it's wrong? Output is wrong. Okay. Because you're all very seriously thinking, I thought I'll lighten the mood. Okay. Output is wrong. When boss does mistake, it's overload. When you do mistake, it's a blunder. Okay. So no democracy here. Okay, guys, let's move on. So again, methods are three types. One is instance, class level, and static method. Static method, it is universal operations. Whatever you want to, that method should execute and apply to everything. You use as static. Class level always have CLS in the first positional parameter and performs class level operations and instance level operations of a data object. Okay, it is always also called as a object level method. It is an object level method, class level method, and some are static, standard universal operations. We'll do it. Decorators are there, but these are again, honestly, for a data scientist and data analyst, we don't need, but if you're a full stack developer and all, we can go deeper and learn. Okay, these are used to modify or add new functionalities, to the object. I told you earlier that you can add new functionalities without changing the structure. What do you mean by without changing the structure? Yeah, without changing. You can change your bucket seats. You can change your horn. You can change everything in the car. The moment you change the dimensions of the car, RTA will not accept. The moment you change the CC engine of the car, RTA guys will not accept. Because you're changing the structure of the car. You buy this much car, you cannot make it this much. So without touching the structure, you can, that is why we use decorators. That is why we use decorators. Again, it takes a lot of time to discuss. Okay, we'll proceed. Good. Constructors, special method, automatically or implicitly called by PVM while during object creation. These are called as you create the object to place our values without leaving the object empty. When you create a class, you bought a car from me, I will deliver the car without petrol. How you will take out of my showroom? I have to keep something, carry petrol can into the showroom. Okay. So while creating object, I cannot leave it empty. As you create object, I need to give some parameters, some values and all. That is how constructors. Again, there are two types of no argument constructor, parameterless or arguments. Arguments. Whatever you throw are the arguments. Whatever you catch, parameters. So parameterless and all, or parameterized constructors. Okay, parameterized constructor. Okay, okay, no phones. I know somebody is happy to receive that call, but smug, erase the smug. I have 10 eyes or 20 eyes. I know importance. A smile on your face shows me how important it is. See, whenever I receive a call, and you receive a call, you smile. Okay, no, I'm saying very important call, and you are happy to receive it. Okay, okay. So that's why facial expressions are very important. Okay, so when you receive a call from your dad while you are in the class, what you will do? No, you pick the call immediately. You want him to hear my voice. Oh, okay. But when you want somebody, wait, I will talk. Okay, then you go outside. These all behaviors. Okay, good. Underscore, init, underscore. You all laughed. She has active life. You don't have. So she is laughing at you. You are not laughing at her. Not at this moment. Very good. Tomorrow you sit here. When I call you, even if Sunday you should come. I told you no democracy. Dictatorship. Okay. So init class. So that means this is the initial method, init method. One method should be there. We created a class without init, but there should be one method where there is something like initializing the class. Okay, you create an object, but that object cannot be empty or the object cannot have any reference. That's why we always have a init method, which we have a self, need not be self always. It could be any name, but it is a self. That is where you talk. So we won't go deeper, but I created a self parameter. These videos are there online. If you are interested, you can go a bit deeper and watch my videos. Okay, see, this is the self parameter. All instances, objects, variables are prefixed with self. And it is common to all class or methods. Every class will have constructor or object initialization. Okay, so whenever you create object, these will be initiated. Okay, but need not be self. It need not be word self only. Okay, good. So instantiating a class and all, we will just browse through. See, my car, and this here car is a class and my car is a object. Okay, this all we talked about. I don't know why they're repeating. This is instantiating a class. Okay, no worries. Yeah, this is use of a class shared by all instances. Okay, just some more examples. Yeah, now we'll talk about 4 pillars. Again, I can talk about this for hours together, but I'll just tell you peripherally. Okay, if you're interested, again, go back to the videos, watch. There are a lot of things. Inheritance, we talked about property of inheritance. That means a class and a child class inheritance. Objects inherit. Okay, so very important principle. This is the core principle of object-oriented programming. That means once I create a class, everything will be inheritance. That's why when I'm executing my code, suppose I changed my class. Then what you should do? You're using a program. I changed my class. Then what you should do? But objects are already created. That means I changed the class. After you created object, I changed the class. What should you do? Restart the program. That's what Windows does. Restart the program, and now the new object, the object will be new class. See, so easy. That's why Windows always asks for, not the reason, but always asks for restart. And whenever something problem comes, we say that restart it. Okay, restart it. And whenever you change something, okay, full stack developers usually, whenever they update something, they restart, refresh. You see, sometimes website, when you create websites and all, in the cache, all the things. So what you will do? Okay, Alt tab and then R. Refresh. That means what happening? Everything runs again, and once it runs again, new class parameters and all will be applicable. So inheritance, new classes inherit or the amended classes. Then reusing the code, parent-child relationship. If I have a subclass, this belongs to the parent class. I can inherit everything from my parent and I can add more. Good. Independent, yet the same. She is independent entity in the world, yet she is a replica of her mother and father. Okay, the genes and all replica. But in her own sense, her genes and all will improve. You understand? Maybe some of your parents are, from different backgrounds, but you became a data scientist, you are smart. Okay, that means you are getting the best genes. That means you're inheriting thing, and also you can improve. So that's why independent objects are independent, yet they are same. So that's why one object will not have effect on other object. If you kill this object, if you destroy this object, or you attack this object, that object is still safe. Okay, this object is still safe. It is not that one object is captured or attacked or changed, other object will not be thing. Only the class is the parent one. Good. Then we have something called polymorphism. What is polymorphism? Poly means many, morphism means shapes. So many shapes. So child may have new methods. Okay. Method override or so whatever method we have, we can override or overload that. And independent parent child, again, suppose you have a plus operator used for addition and concatenation. Abstraction, it is extension of encapsulation and encapsulate unwanted. Okay, it is encapsulate unwanted details. If you want to buy a car, okay, do you want me to give 100 parameters, or I will say it is 180 horsepower? The one detail like 180 horsepower, 250 horsepower will tell you that this car is powerful car. Rather than me telling that this is 6-liter engine with multi-piston action and the diesel fuel and this injection system. Oh. The moment I say 214 horsepower, that one detail encapsulating or keeping so many details and giving you all. So extension of encapsulation. This is an extension of encapsulation where you are abstracting. You're not giving me all details. You are abstracting. Okay, abstract. Good life. What is good life? Timely food, timely rest, timely thing, good life. So one good life is an abstraction of whatever happening inside. So it is extension of encapsulating where you are, keeping all. Okay, you encapsulate the unwanted. Why I should tell about multi-point injection system and then these many stroke engine and all those things, rather than I say one parameter called horsepower. Okay, good. High detail access, you are only accessing the horsepower. With that, you have idea what is the power of the car, and protects the data from exposure. Sometimes I want to protect the data. I don't want to give you the data, but you are concerned about my accuracy. My accuracy is 95. That is a abstraction of what is the performance and all. I don't need to give you much details. What is R square value? What is the mean square error? All those things in machine learning, but I'll just tell you the accuracy, the abstracted output. Then you can modify through methods. Okay, single detail encapsulating sub-details. Then encapsulation. See, in the interview, you say these things properly, it's okay. Interview, nobody will ask you to, prove on the paper or code on the paper, okay? They ask you, they are fine with your answer, they won't go deeper. Because I tell you always, interviewer will only have maximum 10 questions for you. Maximum actually 5. First level, I'll ask you 5 questions. In these 5 questions, I decide whether I will spend more time on you or not. So 5 questions you answer, yeah, I'm interested. Then I go with 5 more, level 2. Those 5 questions you do good, then you and I have real interview. Okay, that means 5 questions asked and they're grilling you more, they are interested in you. Within 5 questions, I'll say, thank you, very good. Now go. That means gone. That means then why would somebody pay you 10 lakhs, 8 lakhs, 6 lakhs, asking 4 questions? Okay, unless you paid them. Okay, so that means that's why when you're answering, answer properly. When you answer properly, they won't waste another question on the same topic. Okay, what is abstraction? Abstraction, so this extension of encapsulation where you're concealing all the unwanted details. Yeah. Understood. Okay, understood. Oh, you know the concept. Okay, then I don't waste the second question. Okay, then I'll take from there to how do you abstract it or something else. Okay, what is inheritance? I'll ask. Okay, then you answer that. Okay, it is parent to child and you inherit all the blah, blah, blah. Example is object, sir. Then I won't even touch this object because you are well prepared. Okay, in the Bible also your professor does the same thing, right? Will he stick to the one topic? No, you answer one topic, they jump to all together new chapter. That is how you need to prepare for the interview. Very clear. Okay, whenever I ask a question in the interview, no obligation that immediately answer. Answer properly. Okay, take your time, one breath, and you answer. Okay, good. And what is encapsulation? It is grouping the functions, variables, okay, data members, all those things, you're grouping them. Somebody said in the morning, earlier first class, when I asked what is encapsulation? Okay, all those things you're keeping so that it is hidden. It is hidden, secured. Okay, and only members can access. If I give you access to that object, only you can access. Okay, the next object, even though created from the same class, you don't have members. So that means it is hidden, secure, access. That is the beauty of encapsulation. This is a very good concept of object-oriented programming. That is why object-oriented programmings are very good. So if I create an object, this object is replica of this object, but this behaves as an independent than this. And if I give you access to this, doesn't mean that you have access to that. Okay, and I can change inner things. That means you don't know. Knowing one object doesn't mean that you know other object. And this object may function differently than this object. Yet they have the common attributes. Did I confuse you or? Okay. See, like that, if you speak in the interview, they will give their chair to you. They say, you start interviewing. Okay, good. It's good. Confidence, clarity on the topic. Now, do you have clarity on the classes, objects and all? You have clarity and wait for that question. Ask me about class. Ask me about object. The moment they ask, take a breath, and then talk nicely one by one. Okay, good. Then, and yeah, in the interview, when they're going deeper, they become your mentor. The moment you answer something wrong, they'll try to correct you. But if you rub on the wrong faces, so don't give expressions. Okay, sometimes I ask, do you mean encapsulation? No, sir. Okay, so don't do that. Your usual mannerism and all. Okay, don't do. At the same time, don't show your feeling of scaredness and all. Okay, so don't show your ego, because other guy is also very egoistic. Okay, because the other guy is a learned person. You can't cut me, or you can't. Whenever I'm asking a question, no, sir, I don't mean. No, let me say that. Whenever they're asking, I don't mean that. No, let me say it. That means sometimes I'm trying to push you. I'm pushing you to the wrong corner. You don't go there. You say that, no, sir. Okay, you're leading me kind of thing. Okay, but whatever think you are. So when you answer, have clarity. And whenever they're asking more, grilling more, they're interested in you. So don't take as negative thing. Take it as a positive thing, because that person is spending more time with you. I am a busy guy. I'm supposed to bill my hours. I'm supposed to code. I'm supposed to work. Now I'm spending more time. The average interview should not be more than 15 minutes. Okay, but if it is more than 15 minutes, good. That's why what I do, 1 person, 1 hour, it's not possible. That's why we 4 will sit. Within 15 minutes, we'll grill you. Okay, that means the questions will come from different. That's why board of interview. So when you get into the interview room, check whether it is board or it is single person. If it is board, you ready that it will come from different angles. Okay, 1 person will be good with databases, 1 person will take this, or 1 person, 3 are data scientists. Maybe we will say that you ask about your personal question, you ask about CV, I will ask about this. Maybe we are playing role plays. Okay, you be a bad guy, I'll be good guy. So we'll see how a managerial role, team lead role, that is how we see. When we push, how you behave. Okay, when you are troubled, how you behave, all those things. So everything is for, okay, interview always say everything is for test. And you try to take it like a test. You pass or fail, doesn't matter. Okay, again, one more thing. In interview preparation, I'll tell you again this point. I don't want to hire the smartest whip on the earth, because smartest whip, I can't give anything. So that's why if they reject you, they're rejecting your CV, not you. They're rejecting your CV, not you. Don't take it personal. Got it? I'm rejecting your CV, your candidature I'm rejecting, not you as a individual or a person. Sometimes I rejected people who are very smart, smarter than the next guy. I rejected because this role is not suitable for you. You won't stick in this role. Okay, in the interview preparation, I'll tell you. Okay, I have a session on interview preparation, why you should do and how, all those things. Good. So this hides the data. So whenever you're creating groups, functions or variable, selected exposure, hides the data, member access only. That's it. You understand? So this is encapsulating. Encapsulating, extension of this abstraction, and then we have polymorphism and we have inheritance, high to low. So inheritance, okay, certainly I will mention parent-child. That means you will inherit from a parent, okay? And when you inherit from parent, you can have one parent, or in like natural life, we cannot come from one parent, we are come from two parents. That means the best of the genes we get from both the parents. Like that, you can get features from parent A or class A, and you can get parents features from class B. You can have a single parent class, or you can have a multiple parent class. So you will get all the features, and I extend it with one more. Okay, good, good. So this is how you create. See, I have a class, and I am creating a class tele, and to which child class you will be? Car. Okay, that means all these things will be part of you. So tele Sony 21, Sony will be the brand, model will be, and tele.id car. So I'm inheriting everything, parent and child class. Object is different. Object is just assigning, assignment operator. Here it is a subclass, child class. You are creating a new class referring to the parent class. Okay. I don't think you will go that deeper. But quickly, couple of interesting topics I want to cover. One is zip function. What is zip? We use zips. Okay. Did we not use zips? Zip will have two parts. What is that? Left side and right side. When you zip it, what happens? They are joining. Okay, the same concept they are using here. What is that? I have two lists. Each list will have, what is the list? A sweet voice in what is list? Ante. A sequence, a collection of objects, an ensemble. Okay, it is a collection of objects. So I have objects, I have a list here, I like to how to combine them. So that means suppose I am conducting a test. I have student names, and after conducting what I have? Marks. Now I need to join student name and mark. Student name and mark. Student name and mark. And student name and mark. Okay, this is called zip. As I zip it, dead. But don't do this action in the interview. When they ask you zip, you say that, okay, it will augment sequence. Okay, we can join them. Don't show your fingers and say zip. Okay, this is for your understanding. That means Rakesh, the first item is zipped with the first item of another. The second Rajesh, Ramya, Reshma. See, you got it here. Rakesh, 56. Rajesh, 43. Ramya and Rashma. Combines the first item of each iterable into a tuple. Okay, see, it is creating tuple. What is tuple? Already I told you, there is lack of women data scientists in the world. And women are not speaking. Okay, answer. What is tuple? It is a immutable. Okay, sorry. Online, somebody is answering. Okay, good. So here I'm zipping. To zip, earlier I used two objects, stu and score, and I zip them. Or I can use one range. What is a range? Method. Method. Is it a method? I know, but nobody answers complete.
Function which we can
Alla cheppena?
Built-in function which generates a sequence of numbers.
Very good. It's a number sequence generator. Simple. Okay, it's a number sequence generator. Very good. So this is range. Here I'm creating, sequence, and that sequence I am giving. So whatever here, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104. Very good. Boss never wrong. Boss is checking you. Okay, good. Up to 104. So up to 104 means 4. And how many I have? 4. So you see that? Very good. That is the zip. When you can zip, can I zip multiple items? Yes. You never used a 3-dimensional zip, but I used once. In the tent and all in the corner, okay, some smart guy did that. Okay. So 3 dimensions, three things will be joined. How I'm doing, I don't remember. But okay, 3. So can we zip 3? Yes. These 3 will be 1 tuple, 2 tuple, 3 tuple. I know the numbers. You count. That is, it won't hurt. It will take only those many. Rest of things are ignored. Okay. Here, I taught you, right? This I've done. Okay. Then this is again, I don't know why I did that. Unpacking or unzipping. So what happens here? Now already have a zipped item. Okay, zipped item. Just by indicating star, asterisk, I can zip it. Zip with asterisk is unpacking. Okay, unpacking or unzipping. Don't say unzipping, unpacking. So unpacking by using a star operator. See, that means it will become what? Again, when we remove the zip,
Individual.
what we'll be having is individual items. And these items cannot be different. That's why we have an encapsulation or we have a sequence called tuple. Good. Creating dictionary, okay, from 2 iterables. I can even create a dictionary, not a list, from zip. This is the best way to create a dictionary using 2 different lists. So suppose you have 2 different sequences. How can you create a dictionary out of them? Or you took out student names, student marks, or somewhere you took from some dimension, some database and all. You want to join them. Then the best way is zipping them and creating a dictionary. Now the dictionary will be having a 2 parts. The first part will be the key. The second part will be the values. If I switch this, I'm switching the keys and values. So easily I can do. Okay. Then from dictionary, I can create a column or data frame. When I get a data frame, everything is easy for me. See how you can, so we can do that. Online, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Sonali, where is
Yeah,
your
sir.
friend? Ah, very good. Lakshmi, are you still there?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay, why I asked Lakshmi? Because she is 12 hours apart. 12 hours or 15 hours, Lakshmi?
13.
13 hours apart. But still she's, she's not sleeping and she's listening. Either she don't have any life or this topic is really interesting. Which one, Lakshmi?
Interesting.
Very good. Thank you, Lakshmi. But thanks for being diplomatic. Okay. So let's go with error again. Okay. I'll respect your time. Okay. Saturday, lunchtime. Okay. But still, this is very good topic. Error. Okay. Or exceptions. Okay. These are again full stack developers work on. But why not we learn bit about? Because they will show off. They will show off your skills. Viru is from the logic based system. And we are from the
Thinking based.
learning based system. Wow. After spending 6 months with me, you don't know your jati or what you call section, race, class, classification. What is our classification? Learning based systems. What is their classification? So we hate them. Okay. Because we don't create logic. The data, the machine learning creates the logic. They try to create logic. Okay. So they have limitation. We don't have limitation. What we have is data. We belong to data centric field. We belong to learning based systems, and they are logic based systems. Very good. So even learning based systems, guys, we should be smarter. So we should know what they are doing. Okay, we should know about our enemy. They are not enemy, but other department. Okay, only our enemy is mechanical department. Yes, we lost cricket match to mechanical department. So that's why whole life, who is our enemy? Who is our enemy? Mechanical department. You want to pass the exam or not? So we
Sir,
lost. Yes. So who is our enemy, Nishita?
mechanical department.
Mechanical department. Electronic guys lost finals to mechanical department. Okay. So other than that, no one is enemy. Okay. So let's go with errors. Okay. What are these errors? Errors are
Common.
very good. Common. Very good. Two smart people. Errors are common. I know better English. Errors are common is a cheap English.
Inevitable.
Bah. Inevitable. Very good. You can Rasana? No.
No.
Then she's errors are inevitable. When we are coding, when the user is using, errors are inevitable. You can't code a perfect, you can't have a perfect code. Either user will surprise you or you will surprise yourself. So errors are inevitable. So when you know that errors are inevitable, you should have some exception handling capabilities. Error handling capabilities. A couple of students. Manchammai. Okay. So errors are common, errors are inevitable while coding. What is error? Error is also an output. Error is also a output. Python interpreter is throwing an output at us. It is output, but it is a unexpected output. It is a unexpected output. So error, don't hate error. Error are okay, but errors are unwanted. Okay. So failure to execution. What is failure to execution? Failure to do a task, a expression, failure to run an expression, failure to execute a instruction. So it generates a unexpected output. So that is the unexpected output. Sometimes outputs are fine, but these unexpected outputs will crash our application. When they crash our application, the result is not good. The user will be unhappy. Okay, user won't pay us, customer won't pay us. That means we need to handle these unexpected outputs. There are various types of error. Some things because of syntax error, some are runtime error, some are variable and other types. Okay, user kind of errors. So exceptions are errors that get triggered. So error exceptions are na call it so always so exceptions are not errors. Exceptions are triggered when the error occurs. Okay, that means what is triggered? Exception. So whenever the error is there, exception is triggered. If I handle this exception, I handle the error. So that is what I do. They are automatically triggered during the execution. Good. Again, exceptions are unexpected outcome. See, beautiful technical words. You use these words in the interview. Please, expect unwanted things. What are unwanted things? Okay, this is outcome. Unexpected outcomes. Okay, good. Could be triggered and handled. Okay, so when Python is triggering this exception, even can I trigger the exception? Yes. Even you could trigger the exceptions. Okay, so I will teach you today if you can handle me. Okay, or how can we do that? See, I came with my charger. That means today I decided that I will kill your brain. Okay, correct, right? I am some ruthless sometimes, but I don't care. Smart guy. Okay, so now my battery is charged and I have a problem. I'm always charged. So get ready. We'll learn about exceptions. Next 2 hours, we'll learn about exception. 2 hours? So you did not hear about, I will teach you exceptions. You heard about 2 hours. Okay, half an hour. Okay, thank you. Welcome. I'm very good. You know that. Okay, so print. What is a print? Okay, the name error, Y, capital P. Okay, syntax error. So every error you throw, every error thrown by TVM, you will have a type of error and its handler. Python is so good that it will tell you what type of error and its handler, how to handle or why it occurred. I expected 2 arguments and you gave 1. I expected 1 parameter and you gave more. Okay, like that it will interact with us. Okay. Focus. Huh? Guys, so there are 2 major categories of errors. What are those? Compile time error and the runtime error. What is compile time error? So compile time error is that means they are preventing the code to run further. Why? Improper syntax. That means you did not code the way it should be coded. You did not follow the rules. That's why it is called as a compile error. In this, what is the error? So what happened?
Instead of checking,
I am not getting correct answer.
The
What is
same.
syntax?
assigning instead of
Assignment operator instead of comparison. Okay, comparison. You can't have an assignment in the condition. Adi answer. What is the answer? You can't assign value in place of condition. Okay, so condition should be or. Why you're saying that only double equal to? Maybe I want to do that. So you say that you're using an assignment operator in place of a conditional operator. You understood what is the technical answer? Even if you give me that you're using single W, I'll say no. Who said that I need to use double? Who are you to tell me? So you need to say that you are using assignment operator in place of conditional. That is how clear you should be in your mind. Okay, good. So you have entered an even number, everything is correct, but that is, you understand, this is a compiler error. That means during the compilation, during the PVM will do that. This is a code error. Let's call it a code error. This is a developer error. This is a code error, developer error, or technical word is compile time error. And now runtime error. Is there any problem with the code? No. Okay, no. But still, why it generated error? Yes. What is saying? Divide by 0. There is no problem with the code. What is the problem? This is the user problem or runtime, not compiling time. Not compiling time. What it is? Runtime. If I give x equal to 5, y equal to 2, what will happen? Nothing. It will give the output, desired output it will give. But if I give 5 and 0, then only it creates. That means this, let's call it as a runtime error or user error. Okay, or the data. Okay, that means because of the data, because of the runtime, it was created. Okay, guys. So division by 0. Division by 0. Clear? Online, are we clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Very good, Nishita. Thank you. So then we have two categories: compile time error, runtime, and other errors are key error. What is key error? First, online. What is key error? No. Offline. What is key error? Yeah, you are referring to the key that does not exist. Key error. What is type error? Data type error. Very good. You are trying to divide a string. Data type error. What is logical error? Operator. Very good. Index error. So what is that? Very good. Out of range or not available, out of, very good. Name error. Name error. You are referring to a name, variable, function, whatever which does not exist. Okay, value error. Assigned value or anything that is not. So see, all these things are different types of error. That means these are all common. These are all inevitable. So that is where you see what is key error? Key error 4. You are referring to the key 4 which does not exist. What is type error? You are referring to concatenate, okay, list. Okay, string and this. So can only concatenate string, not list. See, nicely, the handler is so good with Python. That's why Python coding is very easy. Index errors. So I'm indexing something. Very good. List out of range. Value error. Okay, it occurs when the function's argument is of a inappropriate type. Okay, value. List remove number. Number is not in the list. Okay, good. Name error, we know. Why this is error? Num, not number. Indentation, we know indentation. Okay, space. And what is try? Okay, let's go with exceptions. Error we understood. Error we understood. What is exception? Very good. It triggers when there is an error. That means triggering is important. Okay, so that means whenever there is error, an exception is triggered. Why? Python is giving you chance. Python is giving you a chance. Hey, error occurred. Do you want to handle it? That's why we call it as a exception handling. So there is a unwanted, unexpected outcome. What is that? Unexpected, unwanted outcome. And now do you want to handle? Yes, I'll show you how to handle it. It is an interpreted language. Okay, good. Exception stop the execution of the program. That is the problem. Whenever there is error, exception, you stop. I don't want the code to stop. Of course, user will play with the computer, okay, with the program. But you don't stop executing. You throw error saying that you did something wrong, move on. But you don't, terminate the entire program or crash it. Python has own ways, methods to respond to errors. User exception handling is suggested to make it friendly. When she is dividing by 0, what should I tell her? Don't divide by 0, because dividing by 0 is not acceptable. Okay. So that's where I use try and accept. What is trying and what is accept? Let's understand that. So when I have, okay, did you bring your helmets? No. Okay. So why did you bring your helmet?
Safety.
There is no sense. Do you think that fan won't fall on you? A light will fall or somebody will throw. But when you ride a bike, why you wear a helmet?
Chances of falling is high.
Huh?
Probably.
Probability. There is a probability of meeting accident. That's why. I know you all wear because of the police, but actually you should wear. If you understand that, whether police or not, you will wear. And always the woman heads are made of steel and the man head is made of normal. Man head is natural and woman head is made of steel. That's why in
Natural
India,
is murder what?
in India,
No,
women
sir.
never wear.
No,
Nishita,
we
joke
are
is,
also made of.
don't be feminist. Understand the joke. In India, woman never wears helmet. Correct, right? The husband wears helmet, the boyfriend wears helmet. The lady sitting behind has a steel head. That's why she never wears. And the husband thinks that if I fall, this lady will be gone. Crossing fingers. New one. A stupid or what? One mistake is enough. Don't repeat the mistake. I mean, not wearing the helmet. I'm talking about not wearing the helmet. Don't think wild. You guys are thinking, I'm talking about one mistake. I'm not wearing them. Okay. I'm saying, I don't wonder. I wonder that when you're going on the bike and all, okay, lady will not wear a helmet. Then why you're not wearing helmet? That means you think that your head is made of steel? I mean, that guy will survive, you will die. And the girls are very, my hair and all. But if there is no head, what is the point in having hair? And they will wear mask because all the glamour will go away. Head is of no importance. This face is of importance.
So they think
Okay.
only the
So
front people will be in the danger, so the back people are safe. They think like that.
actually, the back, you know that any accident, the back person is at more risk.
Yeah.
In the car, when I'm driving, okay, I hold the steering. I never feel the bump. The guy sitting in the back, he will feel the bump. He always say, my friends say, drive slow. I said, I'm not feeling. You're holding something rigid and driving and in the front side. So you won't feel the bump. The guy sitting in the back bump. So one bounce on Indian road, the lady will fly and come front. Okay, so always so why do we wear a helmet? Not police, not challan. There is probability of accident. So that means in the code, when you check the code, you need to identify the areas where there is probability of error. Oka chinna point cheppadaniki, to tell a small point, but you will remember the story for life. Okay? See, that means in the all the program, you should identify and mark the areas where there can be a problem. There can be a problem, not will be a. Okay. Wherever there can be a problem, use that under try. That's the point. Okay, use that under try. That means here divide x by y. There could be a problem when my user gives it 0. My user always want to try. Don't touch the screen. What happens if I touch? Get it right? Don't sit here. Sit and go. What you'll do? Okay, like that. So whenever you say don't give 0, what will user do? I'll give 0. Okay, so that's why user may try your system, try your program. That's why whenever you anticipate, wherever you expect a error may happen, that piece of code, that block of code, you keep under try. See? Why I print A? Because nobody defined what is A. Okay, that means if you run this code, I'm expecting an error. Then when this, okay, when this error occurred, what will happen? When error occurs, it triggers an exception. He said 10 times. That's why I'm giving him chance. It triggers a exception. So that's why I know that you will trigger exception. So when you accept, when you not expect, it is accept. When exception is created, you do this. Okay, I'm expecting error. Whenever that that code, whichever I assume or presume that it creates error, that one I keep under try and wait for the error occur. Whenever the error occurs, the exception will trigger and it will say that, hey, an exception happened. Okay, good. So in the same way, look at typical division problem. This is how a typical coder will code. So that means A equal to 15, B equal to 16. Wow, I am very happy. But my user is a bit naughty. My user will do, try the system. Try the system. When this happens, 0 division error. You thought that user will not play foul, or you never expected that this thing may occur. So that's why always when you're writing the code, think wild, think different. Why do you hold hand of a child? He may run or she may run and fall. Oh, you anticipate so much. That's why you hold hand of the child. Why do you hold hand of a girl? Same thing. She may run away from you. So no, okay. So, okay. So different purpose, different meaning. Focus. Okay. So this is whenever you expect something happen, that piece of code I keep under try. That I keep under try. That means the error will occur only when you divide. The error will not occur when you assign. The error will not occur when you print. Only the error will occur only when you divide by 0. If you divide by other number, error will not occur. So whenever the exception occurs, that exception will be 0 division error. That means a piece of code can generate different errors. It may be you did not define B. Then it will call it as a name error. Name error. Here, the error is 0 division error. That means I know the exception is happening, but the exception can be anything. That's why whatever you are anticipating, those many excepts you should write. Here I'm anticipating only one error because B is already defined. Values are pre-defined. So I'm not expecting any error. I'm only expecting one error. That is 0 division. That's why I'll use except 0 division. And that's why whenever my user gives me 0, there is no stoppage. There is no stoppage. There is a continuation. I'm throwing a warning to you and then moving on. Warning to you and moving on. Good. Did you notice any application where you can do that, give that, and it gives you that you can't do that? Huh?
Excel pop-up.
Pop-up, what it does?
When we enter data validation.
Data validation. Very good. In the data validation, you created that when you ask a age. Very good. Okay, when you ask age, you're entering your number, validated, and it give you, you can't do that. Phone, yes. Very good example. Real life, you are entering only 9 numbers and leave. That is, I think, not exception. It will just give length. Okay, they will check length and all. Exception is you can't do this kind.
Okay, entering the left name.
Password.
Password is again comparison. It's only comparison. You can't do. That means when you do other things, it will work. You can't do that.
We are typing the age,
Yeah, okay. Maybe Google Sheet. When I ask for age, okay, or maybe required. That is all comparison. Required field. When there is a required field and you are not filling, then there will be a exception. Okay, you understood the message, right? Very good. Username. Adi maata appunnam kada. Username is comparison. Konchu slow ga icharu. Okay. So here A is assigned, B is assigned, and I'm trying. When the error will occur, when you are assigning, no error will occur. When you are, when the error will occur, you try to add them. Okay, when you try to add them, then it can be a type error. It can be a type error. Why? Because integer and a string. 2 strings, no problem. 1 integer and. So what type of error you're expecting? Typecast, type error. You're expecting a type error and also value error. Both you can expect. Okay. So that's why you can say that except type, except, and then. What is the problem with this code? There's one problem with the code.
There are like only one try is there, 2 exceptions.
One try. Yeah, that's what I told you. Error, there can be multiple errors. Smart guys.
2 times.
Boss code will not be wrong. Boss only overlook. Copy paste error. From the last, I copy pasted and I left the output. Output won't be that. Okay, good. Okay, anyway, just to keep your mind. Always observe the code. Detail orientation, data scientist, detail orientation. We should be very pakka. What you said, whenever you're touching your head, you're getting pain. So what is the problem? You broke your finger. Okay, like that detail orientation we should be. Good. So here, yeah. Okay, when I give input, no problem. Okay, it could be value error, it could be type error. Okay, Pavati. Okay, look at any one or multiple lines of code. It's not only one line of code. I can insert multiple line of codes. When I'm trying multiple line of codes, I can expect multiple errors. Or one line of code can generate multiple errors. Okay, so one try, several accepts are acceptable. Okay, good.
I have a quick question. Do we
go
have
ahead.
finally? Oh,
Yeah, I'll go there. See, here you are. You're one slide ahead. Else, finally, and then raise. Okay. So until now, I am trying something. I'm trying something and waiting for the exception to occur. Whenever the exception occurs, that particular exception I'm handling. You don't need to write all exceptions. Value error, type error, syntax error. No. You need to anticipate what could happen and then. But when you are using multiple lines in the try block, you can expect multiple exceptions. Okay. So here, okay, else. So whenever there is an exception, this exception is firing. Okay, sometimes I give the, customized output or whatever Python default message I can use. I don't need to reinvent the message. Whatever Python says, okay, your stupidity, you're dividing by 0, you can use the same message. You don't need to do that. Okay, so, or what if there are no errors? I asked my user to give input. My user did a good job. Then what should I do?
It's
What should I
it's
do?
correct.
I should thank her. I should thank her. That is where I use else. So I asked her inputs. She never gave me a chance to raise a exception. Then I will use. So whenever exception happens, it will fire, okay, else block executed when no exception. So I asked her numbers and all, she gave me properly. Then I will say else. Thank you. If she gives me some wrong, I will fire the exceptions. You understood? So else is used when there is no exceptionist. So that means we should thank user. Hey, thank you for doing a good job. Okay. Not many people will enter properly. Execute these statements. See, why, whenever we are entering data, why we do mistakes? I do this. I do a lot of mistakes in entering the data. Okay, because my brain works differently, you won't understand. But why most of the people does mistakes? Why it will become a trouble for the developers like that? Why so many corrections in the program? Correction in the program is not always of the logic. Correction in the program is always of safeguarding from the user. Logic, full stack developers are so smart, they rarely do mistake with the logic. But most of the times, guarding from the user. You understand? So why do we do mistakes? Okay. Most of the times it's behavioral thing. We always think about the submission. We always, whenever you start the form, what do you think about? Submission. Okay, what happens next? So what happens next makes you, that's why we always think about the destination, not the journey. So whenever you're doing it, you read coolly. Okay, coolly read the form. Most of the times, all the developers will always leave the hints and tidbits. They anticipate, but you don't even go through that. Enter the name in caps. You don't read the in caps. First name and next one is last name. So expect them to do it. And then this is stupid computer. But it's not stupid computer. You're too fast and you're expecting the next screen. So don't expect the next screen. Stay on the same screen and you will not do mistakes. Okay? Good, good. Other guys. Other guys did a blunder. I applied for something XYZ, my Aadhaar, my PAN card, and they rejected. They are two different people. I said, bloody, see the picture there, see the picture there. They said, no, as per the record, you are two people. Why? Somebody, when they're typing, they typed my surname first in one of the card. So for the computer, they're two people. I said, same person, right? Sir, for me, I can understand, but the computer will reject. Government will reject. So private parties can understand. Government will never understand. So check your Aadhaar and PAN card. If they are surname first, last, okay, short name, all those things will be rejected. I had a big problem. Now I got it changed. So that is how. So whenever you're typing, okay, you need to check. User have some pattern of writing. Some pattern of writing. Don't expect that always user will write surname in the front and you pick it. So these things can be developer problem. There can be developer problem, there can be logic problem, there can be user problem. So three you should cover. Okay, so we used try, we used except, and we used else. Now, finally, what is finally? Use in place of else. Okay, what will? Clause will always be executed. Oh. When will the exception it will be executed? When there is a exception in the try area. This will be executed when there is an exception. When will the else will execute? When there is no. When the finally will be executed? Whether you have exception or not. Whether you have exception or not. I will do this. Okay, whether you exception or not, I will do that. So that is where finally. Okay, so this is called, there is a called termination or cleanup clauses. Anybody, what do you mean by cleanup clause? Explain. What is cleanup clauses? Most of the developers does that mistake. Most of them. Even I did in my initial days.
I can give an example.
You
I
can
can
give
give
it. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
When you connect to database, right? You want to close the
Very
connection.
good. Very good, Lakshmi. You said that. Very good. She is experienced lady. So that is where most thing I did as a junior. Okay, what happens is whenever you want to access a databases, what she's trying to tell is whenever you try to access databases, you open a connection, you establish a connection, you fetch the data, but do you close the port or connection? No. That is where the hacks and all will enter. So don't leave any open ports. Okay, that means already one object is running. Then you try to open again. Already is open. When you try to open again, it will not work. The code is not working. Why? Already it is open. Then you need to close it and open. So when you run the code, it won't work. Why? Already the connection is open. And second problem is when you close that without closing, anybody can hack through it. So that is where these hackers and all, one of the way, I won't say that, another way, they check these portals when they're open or not. Your email and all, okay, your bank accounts and all. Whenever you go, you open that. Do you log out? No. After you're accessing your HDFC account, what you will do? You close it. Do you really log out? No. Okay, whenever you access your Cedlearn dashboard, do you really log out? No, that's what Viru cries. Even what happened to our online today? You all entered office, every mobile, laptop, everything connected to the router. Are you really using them? No, some people are using, I know, but rest are not using. Okay, but you're not using, router is overloaded. The person who is using is getting kicked out. You are the last one. Leave. Bloody, I am the one who is important here. No, you leave. You came last. That's why I come to office at least so that nobody can kick me out. Okay, so this is how you are vulnerable. So when you're leaving your dashboard, login, password, bank amount, transfer, you close it. That means what? Still the connection is established through the what you call cache. Still it is there. That means suddenly if somebody can access, it won't happen. Rarely it will happen. If it happens, okay, some cookie I left, and it can read and it can gain access. It can control access. Okay, then I can transfer you money. Not that you have big money, but whatever money I can take. Okay, that is why always log out. That is why Cedlearn dashboard, please log out. Viru is crying. Suresh, I have 1,000 users right now. I said, 1,000 users, where are they? Okay, I never believed that my students are so studious. But you just left. So that's why banks and all, what they do? Sessions they create. Very good. They create sessions. Inactivity they observe. Okay, when there is inactivity, they close out. Couple of students complained, sir, always Cedlearn is closing, sir. Always Cedlearn is closing, sir. We don't like it. I said, I don't care whether you like it or not. It is for safety. It is for safety. So we are closing. That means inactivity. So I just went for half an hour. Maybe half an hour you went out, close it. After half an hour, you may return, may not return. So that's why, well, beautiful said, because she's experienced lady in the practical world. Whether it is exception or no exception, you close it. Close the file. Because when I open the file, database, multiple connections file, I opened a file and I did not close. Can somebody else go and open the file? It's already in the read mode. So somebody may not have the single access files. So that is why always. So this is a good coding practice, that in the finally you close it, or whatever you want to say. Finally, close it, application and all, so that resources will be released. Resources will be released. Okay, resources will be released, refresh the memory, and so good applications, whenever they're exiting, they will clear the cache. They clear the cache, they clear the things and all, that will. So all these cleanup clauses will come and they active. So you can use that. See, okay, see, use.
So we lost you. We cannot hear you.
Sorry, guys. This router, UPS is having some problem. We lost power for a second, just a second, and the router, Okay, no worries. I connected with another router. Today is really bad day, unwanted day. Okay, good. So you understood finally, importance of finally, please do that. And raising. Now, until now, who is raising the exception? Python virtual machine. Okay, so sometimes you want to raise. See, here I'm defining a invalid age error. Okay, then if age is less than 18, not eligible, else you're eligible. So in this student function, I am trying this invalid age error. Okay, and then I am using value. So this is try except is fine. Okay, so here I'm raising value error. So that means whenever it happens, okay, now the actual power is back. Online, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
Parle. Okay. So whenever you are raising, so you are raising a value. So this value error is a new exception I have created. Value error is the new exception I created, and that exception is triggered or raised when I gave a invalid one. If the age is less than 18, then only the value error will be fired. Okay. So that is how can we use the define? Look at. Good. So I'll create some classes of error. Okay. Exception, small age error. Okay. High age error. So I need a class to just, assign or call. So that's why I'm keeping pass. I don't want you to do anything. I want a class to just raise it. Okay, good. So while true, it will keep on going. Try, I'll ask your age. When your age is greater than 70 or your age is less than 18, in India, you are not eligible to drive. Okay, lately I understood that age is greater than 70, you can't drive. Okay, but King Charles drive, up to King Philip's, not Charles. King Philip drove up to 95 years until he met with accident and the government did not take. Government said, don't drive. Okay, but some countries like India, above 70, they are not issuing driving license. Okay, a prime minister can be 75 years and run the country, but you cannot be 70 years and run the car. Is there any irony in that? Driving a car. Very good. So everybody can be. No, that is stupidity. That means a person's cognition, a person's physical strength. This is old British rule. Britishers can drive up to 90. But in India, colonial rule, you can't do above 70. You don't need. You're a retired person. So that colonial mentality. You are no more of use. Okay. So their British rules are amended. Did we amend our rules? Nobody cares. Okay, some people want to drive. My dad and all, they want to drive. So, but you don't need to drive, kind of. Okay, anyway. So, greater than 70, less than 18. Okay, this is stupidity. Yeah. Now, the mortality rate in India is far better. 70 years, people are living happily. Okay, 70 years are hatta villages and all living. So, why are you taking away from them? When a person can run country, when a person can become chief minister, okay, we can minister. Okay, no problem. You can take decisions properly. Your cognition cannot be affected. And an 85-year-old person can be Iran. Okay, Ayatollah. That means, but driving, so the rule need to change. When you become influential persons, because I could not change. When you become influential persons, work on this. Above 70. So that means government gave me a mandate that you are above 70 or below 18, you can't. Then how will I do that? So I will say that, okay, in the try, when will the exception happens? When you give me any value that is more than 70 or less than. So that's why the entry point, the input point, I'll keep under try. It is not only the mathematical or comparison. Sometimes input even I'll keep in the try. Okay, input even I'll keep in the try. Good. So if age is greater than 70, raise high age error. Okay, so raise high age error. So when I raise high age error, what you will say? When it is less than 18, I will raise too young to drive. Okay. Else, you could get a driving license. Clear, girls and boys? That's it. I think that's it. Last slide. No, just one more hour. No? Cheating, huh? Cheating. Okay. Prime Minister, wait చేస్తాను మీకోసం. ఒక్క రోజు తినకపోతే, if you don't eat for one day, nothing will happen. Weight loss. Then you pay money. Free weight loss. Okay. You can finish, right? So 1 more hour. You can watch 3.5 hours movie.
While eating.
Sir, we can eat and watch movies, sir. But now we are waiting for the class to end so that we can eat.
Okay, then interval break. Go get your popcorn and sit again. Nah, you can't take for the last 3 hours. I'm speaking, and I'm still energetic. That's it. This is the energy level, and go to the jobs. 8 hours, boss will kill you. Then you will think that Suresh is better than that. Okay, good. Anyway, I don't have any intention. So there is such deeper concepts. But at least you are happy that you know the concept. If anybody speaks, okay, Babu, Padipoku, I'll send you out. Okay? So what is this? Why all the girls are sitting one side and boys are sitting one side? Now I just realized.
It's like a
What is this stupidity? Chi. Why are girls I just observed. All the girls are sitting one side. Probability, yeah? Okay. Because some girl is sitting this side, some boys are sitting 1 or 2. Uhesh. Rowdy of mine. Okay. Not this boys one side, girls side, not acceptable. Okay, sit wherever you want. Okay, so no more. You understood that? So programming is so fun here. At least listening is fun. Doing is hard, but listening is fun. But if you understand these concepts, when you go for jobs and all, interviews and all, you feel confident. When you feel confident, you will face the interview nice. Okay, good. On that positive note, we'll stop here. Any questions? No questions? Okay, people are becoming violent here. They're pulling bags and all, bagging the bag. I can't hold them more. Online. Thank you. I know you must have taken 4 breaks, chai, biscuit, bio break and all. These guys are holding it for a long time. Okay, chalo, we'll meet again. Lakshmi and Pavati have odd timings till you joined. Thank you, Karthik.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Karthik
Thank you, sir.
and you guys
Thank you.
helped me. Sonali, you did not answer. Okay. And other guys, thank you for your time. We will. I'll leave. Okay. People are getting violent here. Chalo, bye-bye and see you tomorrow or whenever it is. And go for Python. Don't hate Python. Don't hate Python. Okay. And it is very easy. Only practice. Number of hours. Okay. Number of hours. Okay, guys. On that positive note, thanks for your time. I'll catch up with your respective batches or whichever batch you belong to. Join there and we'll continue with our course. Okay, guys. I hope you have fun, good learning and fun both together. Bye-bye. Cheers.
Cheers, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye, sir.
Cheers.